Hi, my name is Priscila, and today I'm going to talk to you about the audiolingual method. In the audiolingual method, also called the ARMY method, the emphasis is not on the understanding of words, but on the acquisition of structures and patterns in common everyday dialogue. This method was developed in the US during the World War II. At the same time, the US government found it a great necessity to set up a special language training program. The main supporters of this method is B.F. Skinner, Leonard Bloomfield, and Robin Callan. This method has a structural linguistic approach, and it's based on the behaviorist theory. Some characteristics of this method is that drills are used to teach structural patterns, set phrases are memorized with a focus on intonation, grammatical explanations are kept to a minimum, vocabulary is taught in context, visual aids are used, focus is on pronunciation, correct responses are positively reinforced immediately, and the lesson takes place entirely in the target language, similar to the direct method. In this method, there is a student-to-student interaction, but this interaction is teacher-directed. So this method claims that there is autonomous interaction in between students, but that's not true because this interaction is always directed by the teacher. Also, in this method, the 4 language skills are separated and individually recognized. But this method also claims that in order to develop one of these language skills, you need to have the other 3. So you can't develop one without the others. This method has 2 objectives, a short-term one and a long-term one. The short-term is training in listening comprehension, accurate pronunciation, recognition of speech symbols as graphic signs on the printed page, and ability to reproduce these symbols in writing. And the long term is the language must be as the native speaker uses it. There must be some knowledge of second language as it is possessed by a true bilingualist. Some activities that teachers use and implement in the classroom are repetition, dialogues, transformation drills, question and answer drills, grammar games, and fill in the blanks. The role of the teacher in this method is to direct and control the language behavior of the students. He or she is also responsible for providing the students with a good model of imitation. And the role of the learners are they are imitators of the teacher's model of the tapes he or she supplies. And they follow the teacher's directions and respond as accurately and as rapidly as possible. So the teacher is in charge of providing an accurate example of how the language is, and the learner needs to imitate this example. Some advantages of this method is that it makes language teaching possible to large groups of learners. It also emphasizes sentence production, control over grammatical rules, and development of oral ability. And lastly, it develops the separation of the 4 language skills. And some disadvantages of this method is that it has a weak basis of its theory. It doesn't develop language competence. It lacks effectiveness. The lessons are boring because of endless pattern drills. Learners having little control over the learning, and this is a teacher-centered class. It is also used nowadays, but as a part of individual lessons rather than as the foundation of the course. Okay, now that I've talked to you about this topic, now I'm going to show you an example of an activity of this method that is drilling. So I'm going to present you this chart. in this chart, you can see that these are all colors. So first you're gonna listen to me and then you're gonna repeat. White, yellow, brown, blue, orange, pink, red, green, black, aquamarine, purple, silver, maroon, gray, golden, coral, turquoise, fuchsia, violet, and beige. Now I'm going to give you some time to look at the chart. And now I'm going to present you this other chart. It's basically the same, but now you need to fill in the blanks with the correct color based on the previous chart. But you cannot go back and see the answers. That's cheating. So now you need to take a look to this chart and fill in the blanks with the color that it's missing. I'm going to give you some time. Congratulations, you did a pretty good job. And that's it for today's topic. I hope you like it. See you soon. Bye.